I've got one that can see.
Logic before authority.
Hi guys, this is Daniel Alexander Cannon here on Logic Before Authority, a member of the Body of Christ Network. Yeah, I said it right. I decided to change it to what it should be called. Instead of giving credit to the supernatural show, the credit needs to go to the Body of Christ. So therefore, it is now the Body of Christ Network. Hey Diana, hey Super Dave, Mike, Roxy, Sherry, everybody here. We're going to look at, I had an anonymous person send in the link to this person's channel that you're looking at here. Okay. And I haven't watched much. I only watched, well, you can see the little red line here. I only watched this much of this video. But there was enough there that I knew we needed to take a look at this guy's stuff. And normally I would do this myself on the side, but I decided to do it with y'all guys today and look at y'all guys' input. So that's what we're going to do. And, well, we should just get started. Yes. Again, for you guys just showing up, we're going to look at this person's channel, some videos that just came out. They've only got 10 videos. They've got 398 subscribers. The name of the channel is Hugh Jordan, or Hugh Jordan-Z2Z. The link to one of these videos, matter of fact, the first one we're going to look at is in the description below the video, wherever you're watching this at. We are live on 13 platforms around the world right now. So not just YouTube, Facebook, not just Rumble, but 13 platforms. Okay. And this is the first video that we're going to look at. He named it, or he or she, I'm assuming it's he, it's named Hugh Jordan. Hugh Jordan. Named it Cold October Rain, Babylon's Fall, Decode to 2026. And we're going to watch it together. I also have this one downloaded so that we can watch it. Again, I want to give credit to Hugh Jordan for his work here. And I encourage y'all guys to go over and subscribe. We're going to see, and I think there will be enough information here to let us know that this person has some eyes and that we probably should subscribe. I already subscribed, but we're going to see, because I haven't seen much of this video. I've only seen like to maybe here. Okay. But there was enough there that cleared up a couple things for me. Or should we say confirmed even a couple of things for me. So let's go ahead and look at the first video. Again, it's called October or November Rain. This one is called USS Abraham Lincoln. And this in Super Bowl 2026. This one is called Tsunamis 2026. I picked Go 2. Now they're not very long. Like this one's only 2 minutes and 50 seconds. This one is 4 minutes and 33 seconds. And this one is 9 minutes and 9 seconds. And if we have time and we're really interested, I'll download a couple more, or we'll see if we can't take a look at a couple more of them here. Because I think the first three, though, is going to let us know if we want to make sure we see all of them and subscribe. If you are listening to this, Hugh Jorgen, and you want to make contact with me, I'd be happy to speak with you. You can get a hold of me pretty easily. The phone number for the Supernatural Show is on the website, the supernatural.show website. You can look under the contact page, or it's on there in different spots, okay? And you can just call that, and I'll answer. If I don't, Miss Kim will, or Roxy will, or Shannon will. Worst case, there's a voicemail. But one of us will probably answer. It just rings for a little while because it has to go through all of us. All right, enough chitty-chatty. Let's get with the Decode video and see what we think, okay? Now, I'll be able to pause it and talk about it, and I'm going to have to probably mute the audio because there's copyrighted music playing. So that's why I'm muting the audio, is because there is copyrighted music playing. Okay, if it looks like there's spoken language that may be going on, I'll try to unmute for that period if I can. So yeah. Yeah, Mike's right. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up thing. It might help. I really don't know. It probably won't help none, to be honest. But, you know, it ain't gonna hurt nothing, I guess. It's Super Dave's anniversary. Wow. Very cool. He found a woman that would stay with him for more than 1 year. Man, that's doing pretty good. Congratulations, Super Dave. All right, let's see what we got here. How's this going to work exactly? I don't want the I don't want the chat to be right on top of everything. Let me see if I can make the chat where I can just pin individual chats. Okay. That. So, and I can turn it on, turn it off as we go. So here we go. And again, I'm going to mute the audio, but you'll be able to hear me. Okay. Let me turn off the pin chat for now. And again, I can pause. I think I need to already. So it's showing a couple of people that he's crediting. Okay. Art Fa and TX Maggie Dude. Okay. So TX Maggie Dude. Maggie is in magic, I imagine. Anyways, yeah, brilliant work. Good job. I'm assuming they helped him with the research or maybe with the video. I'm not sure which. So we've got the music muted, and let's move forward and see what we got. Okay, so he's showing you that Virgo is, as you know, in I Pick Goat, there's a female character that's shown numerous times, and they basically, I think they represent the same characters. Okay, and he's showing you that Virgo, the way Virgo's astrological sign is, or whatever you want to call it, is very similar to the depiction of the Statue of Liberty, of course. Sound is bad. Sounds bad? Sound is bad. Mike, can you give me a sound check? Let me know what you're hearing. You or Super Dave. Roxy says the sound is fine here. Let's get one or two more. Super Dave or Super Mike, can you let me know how the sound is, and that way we can keep going here. Sounds good. Okay. So I'm thinking legalese intellect is, I'm not sure what's going on your end there, brother. Double check your setup there. Sound is good according to Semi-Country Living. Okay, Mike Smith, 5x5. All right, let's keep going. So we got the Statue of Liberty looking like Virgo in its stature, right? Diana says all good. Outside Kitty says good. All right, so we're good. Let's keep going. Okay, so showing another example or imagery that's related. You see the wedding ring, okay? And if you may or may not know that an eclipse, there comes a point where they call it the diamond ring, when the eclipse is right reaching totality. The moment before, it will create something in the image of a diamond on the side of the eclipse. And that's literally where the diamond ring concept comes from. And he's showing you here, of course, again, referencing that this is a Liberty reference, okay, or even Virgo reference. Now, what is Virgo? Virgo is considered to be the woman, okay, symbolically the woman. And y'all guys will probably remember the little girl that's depicted in Decode as well, that's in the classroom with Obama and with Bush, right? And there's that little girl with the 12 icons, or whatever you want to call them, around them. You could call them 12 months. You could call them 12 signs. You could call them a lot of things, right? Symbolism, the way it works is that it can represent many different things that are tied together somehow. Okay. So let's keep going. So you see the fire in the right hand held up inside of a ring. I'm not sure where this image comes from. And there's water behind this, which is very interesting. Let me back that up just a little bit, because that is interesting. See, there's an eclipse that is coming, which he shows in here, on March 3rd, the 3rd of March. Okay, so you got 3-3, okay, which is 33, of course, which is, one of those numbers they really like, which is tied to why they like it is because of the 33rd, 33 fallen, that kind of thing. And so see the water sprinkler thing behind him here? The water behind him is symbolically representing Aquarius, the water bearer, with the planet Virgo in front of it. Okay. Now, the eclipse on the 3rd of March it's a blood moon, is what it is. It's a blood moon. And as some of you may remember that Mr. T was born supposedly on a blood moon. Okay. And the moon, the eclipse itself, is going to take place, I believe it's in Virgo. Okay. Virgo. Here we go. Let's keep going. Trying to see y'all guys' comments as well as I'm doing this, but there's a lot to keep up with here. Yeah, I know Erica Kirk has been related to um the little girl, and it's possible that those are tied somehow, representing the Virgo, the Virgin, the woman. And there's been a lot of chatter as well about Erica Kirk actually being what's the little girl's name that went missing and all this. I know somebody's shouting it right now. Somebody put it in the comments for me. The little blonde-headed girl that went missing, been quite a while now. She would be like grown, about the age of Erica Kirk. What's happening, Abby? We see you. See you in there. So let's keep going. John Benet Ramsey. That's it. Okay, so now I gotta turn off the pin chat. I can see everything that's written there. Okay, so total lunar eclipse, blood moon, March 3rd, 2026 at 11:34 Universal Time. And it is in the Soros cycle called Siri 133. And that may not mean anything to you, but it means things to the occult. And yeah, it says full moon is going to be, or not the full moon, the eclipse will be in Virgo. Okay. So let's keep going. Blood moon in Virgo. Symbolism wise, you could probably figure out some things especially when you start thinking about IPEC goat and the dropping of the apple, the seed being dropped, no longer belongs to you, this kind of thing being taken away. Yeah, it is really sad, ain't it, Doris? But it is what it is, unfortunately. All right, so what now? What we've got is another showing the Heliofont logo that has the ring, like the Eclipse ring, with the little dot of the eye that slides over. It sounds like a scratching glass, like a diamond ring scratching on glass, which again, symbolically, with the imagery he's using here, is a match, certainly. And you can tell this person, and I don't mean anything negative at all by what I'm going to say, but you can tell this person is not a normal YouTuber that's been doing things for a long time, because the InShot free logo, because you're using their software for free, in the bottom right hand corner, most people that have been doing it for quite a while just don't want that in there. They want their stuff in there. But in some ways, it's a good sign, to be honest. So let's keep going. Statue of Liberty, Virgo, the Virgin, the Seed, IPEC Goat 2. And then we go to the eclipses. The Aleph in the top. And he's making reference to Illinois and Texas. Of course, related to Obama and Bush. Bush and Obama represent intersections of the ecliptical path. And again, this is all symbolics, okay? And with supernatural elements, for sure. Okay, so it's interesting, and I hadn't recognized this before, but the eyebrow, because I've looked at the eyebrows as being like tsunami type imagery, and they may still be, because the symbolism stuff overlaps with itself. So total lunar eclipse in Virgo 3/14/2025. So approximately a year previous, right? And then there is the eye symbol in the eyebrow, which is there and probably intentional. Eye symbol, and then the eclipse, of course, that is shown on Bush's face and is also shown on Obama's face. And this one is interesting. It shows a little scene from from The Simpsons. Okay. And The Simpsons, of course, with Mr. T in his box, and showing the other eyebrow that it does resemble that kind of. And there's also at the very end of this of iPet Goat, there is a sarcophagus or another image very similar to that image right there, the eyebrow, that looks symbolically like someone laying on its back. And also interesting is that there's the hangman right beside this. Okay. So when you're looking at this and you see, let it go forward again, and you see where he's looking, you have to remember that this is basically 2D. So wherever he's looking can be behind him even. It's just to the side, whatever he's looking at. So he's looking at the hangman while he potentially has a symbol of someone who is dead and been wrapped in a cloth maybe on his eyebrow, but looking at the hangman. And he's suggesting this, which is obvious. And he's suggesting 3/3/2026. So here we go. I haven't seen any of it past this point. So we're in uncharted territory. I don't know what we're going to see, but we're going to look. And I appreciate Huge Organ making an effort to do something. We need as many people as we can that will do something. So he's showing the eclipse, not only the eclipse, but the diamond ring little thing that shows as a mole on Obama's face. Again, referencing an eclipse. There's in iPic, there's many, many references to eclipses. So yeah, it's there, my friend Hugh. So he is suggesting that the little girl that has 12 stars upon her head, which are the 12, these things could represent easily, and I've said it before, that they could represent the 12 stars as well as 12 months in the year, as well as 12 disciples. It could represent a lot of things, but it does make sense because I've said that this girl represents the virgin, represents the woman, and the apple is representing the seed. And so, yeah, let's see where he goes with this. And of course, the circle on the ground below her is absolutely an eclipse. And you can see that the little dot, like on Obama's face, and the Heliofont logo is there on the floor right beside. And that is honey that is on the floor. And typically, apples rolled in honey is a reference to September 21st. It's a Jewish tradition to dip apples in honey on September 21st, or give or take a day or two. I think it's the 21st, though. Apples dipped in honey. Oh, and he's saying, he's referencing also the apple is like symbolically the moon, the seed. And, the moon has been tied to the cycle of feminine cycles for as long as we've been alive, pretty much. So it goes dark. We've got an eclipse going on in Virgo, because the moon, the full lunar eclipse, is in Virgo on March 3rd. So the imagery here would match. So now we've got the apple rolling across the floor. It rolls across, and I've tried to count this before. It rolls across the floor, and 7.5 times is correct. And so 7.5 times, or 7.5 lunar cycles or months. 28-day cycles. The moon moves in 28-day cycles. And of course, it bumps into Barack Obama's foot. And Barack Obama, the name itself in Hebrew means, I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. It says 7.5 months from 3/14/2025 brings us to late October 2025. And 3/14/2025, that was the previous eclipse last year. Okay. So 7.5 months, he's saying, brings us. So the apple rolled 7.5 times across the sky, symbolically, and brings us to late October 2025. The apple is the moon moving through the zodiac constellations. Okay. And this is very interesting here. I did see this part. And he's showing the Corona Australis. The sign, the Corona Australis, that is the C on the floor. And then he is pointing out that the V, or the stinger, which is coming off of Sagittarius, the scorpion, the tip of the scorpion's tail is the V on the floor. And that's probably about the best decode of that I've seen yet. The C, you could look at this as a C and a V, which could be symbolically Corona, the V word, right? And yeah, let's keep going. And Capricorn is is here. And Capricorn basically represents a goat, like a sea goat. Okay. And I'm not quite getting, maybe it'll explain here in a minute, but I'm not quite getting the reference for Capricorn and the coin that is under his foot. I don't know if one of y'all guys get it. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat, which I'm trying to do, but it's impossible to do it and think and decode at the same time. And well, I'm sure you understand. Yeah, Laura, for those who have eyes to see and ears to hear. Because most people would never care to listen to what we're talking about today, or really most days. Sorry that you're leaving, Laura. We appreciate you being here. Let's keep going. Maybe he'll clarify what he's talking about here, because he flipped it upside down and pointing to the coin, the silver tipped boot and the coin. Silver tipped silver. That's interesting because Mr. T came out on New Year's Day or Eve or whatever at a party, and he came out to the music of the Lone Ranger playing, and he had his wife dressed in silver, or silver was the name of the horse that the Lone Ranger rode. Yeah, right. Skywalker. And here we go with pointing out Aquarius. And he's pointing out, what is it saying right there? 25 petals. 25 petals on the lotus, or the lily, the water lily that rises out of the water at sunrise. And it opens up as it rises, and then at night it closes and goes back below the water. So it's showing, he's saying half moon, 25 petals, and he's referring to the shape being similar to Aquarius. And this is a water lily. Aquarius is a water bearer reference, and the lily comes up out of the water. And but he's saying the half moon, half of the apple, if you're assuming the moon can represent an apple, or vice versa. You're not late at all. We're going through the decode of some new decode videos that came out on YouTube, and one of y'all guys, somebody listening, sent them to me. You can chime up in the chat if you're the one that sent this to me, because I don't have any clue who it was. Well, who made I Pet Goat? I would say AI made it. Shannon would agree with me on that. But, you know, they had to give it input, I guess you'd say, in some way to try to do it. I think it was an AI creation, and, you know, there are credits at the end of I Pet Goat to talk about different people involved, but basically it's a studio out of Toronto, Canada. Yeah. What did they want to say? Why did they do it so sneaky? That's good questions. Good questions. What they want to say is what we're trying to figure out is in decoding it. I've spent literally a decade. I've probably watched I Pet Goat. It wouldn't surprise me if I hadn't watched it 300 times. And some of those was frame by frame, because that's unfortunately how occulted it is, meaning hidden. So let's keep going here. Aquarius, half moon. And I didn't quite get this reference exactly either. It says moon enters Pisces, and it's referring, I guess, to the drip of water, or whatever you want to assume that is, on his forehead running down. And it shows the you know, the V shape of Pisces. Pisces, the astrological fish sign, right? Okay, let's keep going. That may clear itself up. Looking more nervous as 2026 approaches, he says. And Obama was looking at while he was looking nervous, he was looking at the apple, or the moon, you could say, or the seed that has bumped up against his foot and has bloomed a new creation. The two seeds in each half come up and come together and create the new water lily, right? So now we have the October 2025 lunar calendar. October, it's in Sagittarius, as you can see possibly on the screen. In October 2025, it's in Sagittarius, and then it moves into Capricorn towards the end of October, and then it moves into Aquarius October 29th. All right, let's keep going. And he's pointing out Sagittarius tie. Okay. And for those that are not really interested in trying to dig deep and understand these things, this would be about as boring as watching paint dry. So now he's referencing the Capricorn sign that it moves into, and then going into the end of October moves into Aquarius, and then into Pisces. And amazingly enough, these things actually matter. Not necessarily to me or to you, but to the occultists of this world, it is nearly everything. Because what do they want to be? They want to be like God. They want to be God. They want to dethrone God. And they want to destroy the woman and her seed. And what's going on in our society right now? How many children you see running around? Is it like when you were a kid? Is there neighborhoods full of kids running around and playing and doing this and that and the other? No, there are very few. The depopulation agenda is in full swing. Half moon in Aquarius. So at the end of October, moves into Aquarius on the 29th. And the 30th, I'm assuming he comes to a conclusion here at some point. And then after Aquarius, it moves into Pisces. So he's referencing that there is in 2025, that the moon was in Pisces around the end of October. And he's referencing this getting nervous thing with the sweat coming down as that event was passing. And it is crazy, but they would definitely tie things like this. And one thing I realized is that, and he may even mention it in here, but this female is Virgo. This is the virgin, this is the woman, and they're saying that she's all dried up. Okay. Your time, the woman's time, they're saying is coming to an end. That the magic, as they depicted here, doesn't work anymore. So Venus in Scorpio. Venus in Scorpio. It's referencing the bars that are on the window, symbolically suggesting that it's like that, and the ice coming down here on the side, like the point that is on Scorpio, which is the scorpion with the scorpion tail, with the stinger-like thing that's next door to Capricorn, or Sagittarius, excuse me, or Capricorn, actually. Venus, a lot of information to keep in your head. And he's showing what looks like a crescent moon beside her face when she's looking through the window. Okay. Well, let's keep going. And of course, the reference with the heart, Venus. But the female is like Virgo, or the woman, time running out. A waning crescent moon in Scorpio, going into November 18th, 2025, waxing or waning crescent moon in Scorpio. And then there is a new moon. And there is, let's see if I can back this up slightly. Waning crescent. I want to catch his chart before he overlaid it. Okay, so at that period that he's referring to, the moon was in Scorpio, then moved into Sagittarius, going into the middle of November, and then into Capricorn again towards the end of November, and then into Aquarius again at the end of the month. So once again, the moon, because of its not exact but similar cycle it typically takes, except for when it jumps gates, which is really weird to see that, but the moon will typically be approximately in the same constellations every month during the same time, but it will change by a day or so each month, each year even. So let's see what he's getting to here. So he's going to talk about, they put out another video, and I have it downloaded, and it's referenced the USS Abraham Lincoln. Let's see. I know that Mr. T put his name on a memorial. Memorial is for someone who's dead. And he put it on the Kennedy Memorial, if you remember. Wonder what those people's circles are supposed to be around her eyes. It's a bit reminiscent of the eye of the dead baby with the scarab beetle crawling on it, Yeah, I guarantee you they mean something. Every pixel in Decode is purposeful. All right, let's see what else we got in the comments. I'm trying to catch up with y'all guys a little bit. Roxy said, flower was just shown. This flower T gave to Pope. Did T give the Pope a lily? Hang on just 1 second, guys. Okay, I'm back. I just had to get a little hot in here. All right, let's see what this USS Abraham Lincoln CVN-72. Now, CV again were like the letters that were on the floor on the chessboard in the iPad goat scene where the apple rolls across. So let's see here. So we've got, in our mind, we've got the USS Abraham thing, and he's coming to a scene where he's showing Donald in that graffiti kind of drawing there. And yes, it does say Donald in it. You can make out the letters, they're all there. And then Psalm 23, pull up the actual language of Psalm 23. Doing it on the side here. Yeah. Basically, some people call it the Lord's Prayer. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me. Pull it up so I can read it better. Okay, we didn't want to go all the way to that. Get that. Yeah, different. Okay. He leads me beside the still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, I walk through the valley of the shadow of death. I shall fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod and your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. Cup runneth over. Many of you are very familiar with that. So he's referring to the Donald and that prayer. The fact that it says Donald. Now it shows a lightning bolt as well. That's interesting. In the graffiti thing, lightning bolt. And the scene right before this, we seen, it was the scene literally right before this is Barack Obama. I saw Satan fall from heaven like lightning. That's Obama. Lightning. Like lightning. Obama. And then it goes from him looking at what was going on. He was looking at Virgo, the eclipse in Virgo taking place symbolically with the apple. And yeah, and then there's the timeline that's there that's moving forward from the previous 2025 eclipse, going through where he was at a minute ago was in November. Let's keep going here. Okay, so now we've got the Midnight Hammer kind of reference. 3 stealth bombers flying. And it's Iran. At least that's what we were told. We were told that they blew up nuclear weapon kind of bunkers or something like that, right? Something that we can have, but they're not allowed to have, apparently, right? Now, keep in mind that in my opinion, the whole world is a stage, okay? They will tell us what they're doing, but they don't really make it easy for us to figure it all out. Occasionally, they'll just throw it right in our face or even just say it to our face. But I don't know if they even went over there and blew up anything. Did they? Maybe. And this thing looks like, to me, this image of this temple looks like a Islamic temple, of course, by the eclipse symbolism on top of it, on top of the temple on the spire. But you notice this thing has a horn over here on the left, looks like a rhino. Okay. And he's showing an image of looks like maybe kind of interesting. I think he's showing an image of a reactor. Instead of it being a temple, he's suggesting that it is a nuclear reactor. And the image, let's see if I can get lucky and find an image of this reactor in Iran. If I do, I'll show it to you. Okay. Actually, I found it. It was not that hard. Huh. Yes, I'm going to show it to you. Line it up properly so I can show it to you. Get proper photos. Wow. Can't deny that don't look. I mean, that looks pretty much. Let's see, we're at 250 or so in the video in case it loses its spot. Let me share the screen again. About 250. All right. Thank you, Super Mike. Mike Smith. Always on the ball. Thank you for your help, brother. So here is the image. We can see that it has the same components. This is in Iran, supposedly. Here is another image of it from a different angle, you know, and it's got the big cooling thing. So did we just send 3 bombers to go blow up something that looked like what was in the iPad Goat video? Actually, we did, is what they're saying. And this was one of the locations apparently that got blew up. Let's see. Called Bushner, Bush EHR. Another page here. E.S. Bush. It's interesting. The name of it is Bush. B-U-S-H-E-H-R. Bush E-Hour. Bushior. Sure. Okay. Bush E-H-R. Bush E-H-R. Actor. Look at the news. If it said 6 days ago, it says Rosatom chief says Russia will be ready to evacuate its staff from Iran's Bushner plant if necessary. Russia indirectly confirms Iran strikes. Russia just put out a statement basically admitting something big went down. We hope that the United States, Israel, we hope that the United States and Israel will preserve the security of the Bushner nuclear power plant. Russia just put out a statement basically admitting something big went down. Russia indirectly confirms Iran strikes. No direct mention of attacks, but coming right after reports of massive Israeli-U.S. strikes on Iranian nuclear facilities. This is Moscow quietly confirming the hits while trying to de-escalate. Bushner is Iran's only operating nuclear power reactor, Russian-built, ironically. If it got damaged or threatened, we'd be looking at Chernobyl-level fallouts, which I highly doubt that kind of fear is real. The man that invented the nuclear plants used to carry around the rocks in his pockets and drink the water and swim in it. in the nuclear pool. Proved that it was safe. Putin playing both sides, backing Tehran rhetorically, but signaling don't go too far to Washington. Jerusalem. Hey, interesting. So apparently the site isn't blown up, but in the I Pick Goat, because I mean, this is clearly this plant could be directly the temple that's in the I Pick Goat video. Now, the only thing I don't get is why is there a horn on the image in I Pick Goat when it shows it? Maybe I need to pull up an I Pick Goat and show it to y'all guys. Okay, not that. That music. That's why I can't play the audio. Pick Goat. And to Hugh Jorgen, if you watch this by chance, copyrighted music in your work works against you in many ways. I would not use it. It's better to have silence than just sound for the sake of sound, because it makes it very difficult for numerous reasons, not just for me. Okay, so I picked Go to. So let's pull that up real quick. Let's see. And jump to the scene with the attack on the temple. It's right down in here. I passed it. Thinking I passed it. Yeah. There it is. And you can see the horn there, which is what I'm talking about. Let me turn off the chat for a second. See how it looks like it's a rhino horn, okay? And see how in the distance behind it, it has a long span bridge back here. What looks like a long span bridge. To me, I thought this was in Turkey. There's a place in Turkey called the Horn that has a temple that looks like this. However, you know, this is pretty interesting. And what we need is we need to see or figure out why, if this could be tied to the horn somehow. Now, I realize a horn is a weapon, okay? So we can talk this through a little bit. The horn is a weapon, right? And it has like two horns, like a rhino, in the depiction we're looking at here, right? And it has a long span bridge in the back, and it's kind of like got a town around it. Let's see if I go, I don't know if it'll show me anything, but let's go to Google Earth and see if we can see what's around that area, if it ain't just blurred out or even not there. You can stop. Go to fusional reactor. Man, I think my internet is having a problem. Is audio and video okay, Mike? Or Super Dave? Now, guys, as texts or comments are not coming in like they should. I think that we are being straddled or strangled or whatever you want to call it. In other words, there's nothing working right like it should. Mike says it is 5 by 5. Okay. All right, good. What is the problem here? Let's try to bring this up again. Back up, back up, back up some. And I just want to go to Google Earth. The direct link. Launch your thing. And it says failed to fetch startup values. Please try clearing cookies. Okay. Go to brand. If it'll pull it. It's acting like it does not want to go anywhere. Okay. Let's try Bing. Bing Maps. See if that works any better. And let's go. It found Iran. Kushner province. Iran. Okay. So you would assume it would be probably in the area called Bushner. And it's sitting on like a little island. And there's two little horns here. Yeah. Switch to satellite. Now it shows two little horns, but really it's not exact. Well, kind of is. Now there's a horn there. Now, where this nuclear plant is at, I have no idea in here. You wouldn't think it would be right in the middle of town, but you never know. And this is Iran. This looks pretty industrial down here. And this is near that horn area. Anybody know in the comments know anything about exactly where this is at? I don't. Sure, if we look here long enough, we'll find it, but just trying to find a reference to the horn. And you kind of get one right there. But where's the long span bridge at? You know, there's different things that kind of have to come into place possibly. Okay. Trying to find the nuclear plant in Iran that looks like this. Okay. Which looks like the temple that was hit by the 3 stealth bombers in I Pet Goat. And we're viewing a video that came out from a brand new YouTube creator by the name of Hugh Jorgen -Z2Z. Just to put it out there once again, where we're at and why we're looking over here. Okay. There's something kind of like another little horn kind of thing sticking off the top of this area here. What is this here? Looking for that domed building with the tall stack beside it. The cooling stack in it. And when you're doing this kind of stuff live, it's kind of painstaking. It would need a lot of water. This looks like it's in an area that has a lot of trees. It's forested. And there's a river right here, looks like, source of water. And it's next to several other big stacks. Okay. I mean, all of this fits overall in the big picture of the symbolic nature of what's going on biblically as well, and symbolically when you look at it tied to iPad code. It's all a very tight tie. This looks like a radar. Looks like 2 radars, like a next rad kind of radars. Don't think that is a nuclear plant. All right, we need some help somehow here. All right, let's got a map here too. Okay. Okay, maybe we found it. Back out and see where we're at. What do you know? We were in the right place. Just hadn't looked at this spot yet. Okay, you got one here that looks like it's under construction or has been bombed. Maybe, maybe not. Tops of these buildings would be blown out. Maybe it's just under construction. It just looks kind of like dirty and rusty. Maybe it's been sitting for a little while. But there was 2 of them. We've seen the other one in the picture, like here and there. Where are the heat stacks? where the heat stacks. You know, these big tall things here that let off steam coming out the top. And why does this not look like the right neighborhood? Where's all the trees that's in this picture? Guys, can you guys, something I got to do is really important. I'm going to play something here for a minute. Miss Kim's having a kind of a health thing. I got to go to her for a minute. Let's see here. Gotta buy myself a couple minutes here, guys. Trying to find. Here we go. Maybe. Yeah. Hang in there with me for a minute. I'll come back and kind of let you know what I'm going to do, if I'm going to discontinue for today or what. I'll be back in just a few minutes.
It's a twister! It's a twister!
I imagine right now you're feeling a bit like Dorothy, landing in Oz in a realm that just does not feel quite like home. I can see it in your eyes. You have the look of a man who does not accept what he sees, because he suspects everything his eyes present to him is a lie. Ironically, this is very close to the truth. Let me tell you why you're here. You're here because you know something. What you know, you cannot explain, but you can feel it. You have felt it your entire life, that something is wrong with this world, that has been presented to you with the full expectation that you accept it and never question it. You don't know completely what it is, but it's there, like a splinter in your mind driving you mad. It is this feeling that brought you here to me, to now, to a choice. Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you want to know what it is? It is the supernatural image and word of God. It is all around us right now, even in your very room where you are sitting at this moment. You can see it when you peer into the mirror at your own reflection, or when you take a photo of a friend. You can feel it when the sun shines, or when a wave in the sea crashes upon you. You can taste it when you bite into an apple, and see it when you tear open a fruit. You can feel it when you caress a woman, or when a woman caresses you. And you can see it upon the woman's body, the breasts, the buttocks, and eyes alike. It is there when you speak or when you take a breath. You can hear it when the great owl screeches, or see it written upon his face. You can see it coming when a whirlwind is nearly upon you, and hear it when the thunder rolls. And you can feel it when the wind blows. It is the world that exists beyond the veil. It must be perceived with the mind before the eye can see it. A world that no one ever informed you of, yet you know it's there. If you speak of it, others will say you're crazy, for you must believe what they believe. Like everyone else, you were born and introduced and convinced of a false reality, a false world, a prison world designed so that you would not see, hear, smell, taste, or touch the supernatural reality of the true world. They built a prison for your mind and a hell for your soul. And they pray to their gods that you will never wake up. Unfortunately, no one can be shown what the supernatural world is. You have to see it for yourself. This is your last chance. After this, there's no turning back. You hit the back button, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you believed before this moment. Or you continue watching and you cross beyond the veil. And I will show you what is behind the wizard's curtain. Remember, all I am offering you is the truth. Nothing more, nothing less. It is now time to choose. Go back now or continue beyond the veil. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. I know left you hanging there. I'm going to have to end the live stream. I'm not going to say exactly what's going on because I don't want to put it off my tongue. Okay? Not because... Anyways, I hope you understand, but I got to end the live stream. We'll work on this some more. Y'all guys see what you can dig up. And you know, there's multiple ways to send me information. You can go right on the website and you can send me a voice and even video message from the website by using multiple things, but one of them is a super question. You click on that and it'll allow you to record a video. It's only 1 minute long, so you have to get to the point quick, or you can give me a message some other way. Okay, I love you all. Gotta go though. Say a prayer for Miss Kim for me, okay? Would you do that? All right, now. All right, I love you. I gotta go.